got him. What's up, man? What's up, dude? Brother? What's up, man? Dude.
Glad you made it.
Yeah, just real quick, this is Blake.
How's it going, y'all?
Seen it from my last videos. We'll dive into everything once we get to the boat, but stoked. I'll see you guys out there on the sailboat. That's our ride.
The wind.
Yeah. All right. Let's rock and roll. Open ocean, baby. That's our boat. Funny thing is, we're anchored out on the diving grounds. So
yeah, they got a dive boat right there.
So there's a dive boat right there, and then we're anchored even farther offshore. So epic. Woo! Dude, so I've seen this from afar, but I haven't seen it.
Oh yeah, you haven't really been in.
No, I've never been on it. Yeah, let's do the boat tour.
So, we've got one solar panel. I used to have more solar panels because, well, somebody decided to hit my boat on another sailboat. But no big deal. Inside is really where the magic happens. And the magic is cooking fish.
Cooking fish, baby.
The window unit, ignore. I've been trying to get rid of that.
What's up, man? I'm Jack.
I'm also Jack.
Nice to meet you. All right, you guys, we are gonna send it. We're gonna go get some dinner, and we're gonna go for lobster. I'm gonna rock the Hawaiian Sling free shaft, but I really wanna get in depth on basically how I'm here, why I'm here, Blake's story, and we'll do that after we come in from this dive session. So I'll do some voiceovers when we're in the water so you guys know what's going on.
There we go.
Go keep those guys out on our...
All right, let's go. Welcome back underwater, everyone. So now on these dives, I'm gonna really dive in depth on information, and also you can see this is kind of a vast area, and I really don't have numbers, but you can see
big Spearo mackerel right here.
I immediately spotted a huge Spearo, so I know I'm in good hunting grounds. So I make a drop on this guy, try to pursue him. I didn't have my throw flasher, which normally works like a charm, and it probably would have, but I forgot it on the sailboat. I didn't want to take a long shot, so I went ahead and headed to the surface. So now when using this Hawaiian Sling, it is a free shaft, so there's nothing tethered to the shaft, and you can pick this setup super cheap. It's like 30 bucks for the wooden dowel sling, and it's like 30 bucks for the shaft, depending on what shaft, what size you get. But they're great for hogfish, especially if you're starting off new. You can see me make a drop on this hog. I kind of take a bad shot, and what I did was when I shot, I kind of smoothed my left hand, my holding hand that held the sling, and it kind of jerked the shot just a little bit, and I missed this fish by inches. The great thing about this is that you can reload really fast. So I'm pursuing the fish. I just picked up my shaft, and I was reloading right now while I was pursuing. He wasn't slowing down, so I head to the surface, and I was just gonna follow him to try to get another shot on this fish. So now I followed this fish, and it was a great idea to follow him because he led me to a lot more structure. So if you're in flat bottom area and you see the fish kind of in the area, you know there's going to be more structure around there. So I make a drop on this same fish. He's on the reef now, so now I know I'm in really good hunting grounds. He's a little more comfortable because he has some structure. I take my time on this fish, waiting for a broadside shot. And sure enough, I draw back, waiting. He finally gives it to me on the other side of this. And he just came off. That happens with using the sling. It was kind of a far shot too. I stuck him, but this shaft ended up coming out. The flopper didn't engage, or what I'm thinking is when he swam upwards, the flopper came down and then the spear just slipped out. But I followed this fish with my eyes. I had the area where he went.
Fuck, yeah, I don't know why.
Good shot though.
Yeah, it was.
And so now that I knew the area he went, I kind of saw some blood on the bottom, and I knew he holed up somewhere in this crack. You could see the kind of discoloration as I'm making the drop, and I have no idea where the fish is, but he ends up being laying right on the bottom on the edge there. I don't even need to load the spear. I just poke him, kind of make sure I get the shaft all the way through. And with this sling, you want to make sure, if you can, grab both sides of the shaft on both sides of the fish so he doesn't flop off. And normally, you see my sling floating there, normally you get in the habit, once you shoot, you throw your hand and just let that sling nestle up on your shoulder, kind of like a backpack.
Yeah, it's the best eating in the Bahamas. He was laying dead on the bottom.
That's beautiful color.
Dude, hell yeah. It's a good size one.
Oh yeah.
Dude, this is the best eating fish you'll ever have. You ever have this? You never had hogfish? Woo! Dude, you're in for a treat.
That was sweet. Yeah, nice hog. Good quality hog. That if we get one more fish like that, we're gonna be sitting pretty. But yeah, that was nice. That was nice. I plugged him, and then I knew he was gonna rock up. I kind of saw where the blood was coming out near the rocks. Went down there. I didn't even see it, but once I got to the bottom, he was literally laying on the bottom.
Oh really?
Dead.
I seen you didn't even shoot. You
No, I just stabbed him. I just needed to stab him. Yeah, he was laying sideways on the bottom.
Oh sweet.
He was done. Yeah, that's why that shark came in all that blood. Yeah. Whew. All right, we're gonna get one more fish. So we're gonna try to get in, I guess, or we can keep diving, whatever. Well, we want lobster.
Need to get some lobster.
We need lobster. We need lobster. All right, let's get into it. So the thing I love about spearfishing is that you can be so selective. So I know we need like a medium-sized hogfish to be completely good for dinner, and sure enough, we reset back on this rocky area, and I find a hogfish kind of digging in this little hole. He has a little pilot fish with him. There's a couple other smaller hogs in the area. But you can see these hogfish are pretty dumb. You can make a drop straight up and down on top of them. You don't have to really hunt them from the bottom, which like you do with cuberas and mutton snapper, other kind of species. But hogfish, literally, sometimes you'll make a drop straight down on top of them and they'll turn broadside and give you a perfect layup shot. So if you see a hog, just drop straight down on them.
Yeah, it's smaller though. It's like half this size. That's a good one. There's some good hogs out here.
They're scared to eat them.
What?
They said they're scared to eat them.
Why would they? The big ones, yeah. Maybe.
That's what I said.
This one's like perfect size. Let's try to find some lobster.
You want to?
Yeah, I think we have to go in.
Right by the boat.
Okay, well we could try that.
Where you want to try for lobster?
By the boat, I guess.
What you thinking? I
have no idea. I mean, reef probably. They're probably not out here in this stuff. They're probably on more structure, so maybe shallower reef.
It was like I would find these holes.
All right,
Let's hit the reef real quick.
Okay.
Well, let's see that light.
Wait, like, yeah. Here, so you don't even have to touch the fish. Put that point in the bucket and just lift them up and let them.
I'm not worried about touching the fish.
Yeah, no, just slide them up. Slide them up. Yep. Here you go. Bro, that's plenty for dinner. For all of us. Alright, so we made it back to the boat. We got the 2 hoggies, but that ain't all we're gonna get. We're gonna try to get some lobster. We want a bit of a mixed bag on our first night feast.
Got a little surf and turf.
So right under the boat, my boy said there's some lobster holes.
There's some pockets. They've got some antennas peeking out.
Some antenna pockets. So we're gonna get in there and hopefully try to shoot up one of these lobster. And you are allowed to spear them in the Bahamas. You're allowed to spear them, but we will make sure they do not have eggs. That is one thing that if you shoot them and they have eggs, they'll most likely die anyways, and all the babies will die. We don't like that. All right. Can you hit me with my GoPro in the boat?
So literally right after I put my GoPro in the water from that last clip, Blake shot a stud lobster.
All right, so that dive was successful. Dude, look at that. Hell yeah.
Right, good size. That's about the best one I got out here so far. I know they get a little bit bigger the further you go down south, but that's what you want, right underneath your boat.
All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna fillet these fish up. I got my bag of mixture. This is the good stuff. If you don't know about that, I'll link a video on making this stuff. It is the bomb. We're gonna be eating nice on the sailboat tonight. You. Oh, and stay tuned. I'm gonna go over the whole story of how Blake and I met. It was probably like a month ago I met this dude, and now we're out here in the middle of nowhere on a sailboat in the Bahamas. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna go over it. I'm gonna give you his story and my story, and yeah, dude, just stay tuned. You guys got a lot of action coming your way.
Right here by the boat.
All right, this stuff is the bomb. We put some Slap Your Mama Blake's over there.
Yes, sir.
Firing up the crab legs. Little lobster legs. This is the bowl. Or this is what we got. Yeah, we were really getting into it, so didn't get a chance to really video it the whole time, but yeah, got the whole setup down here, man. This is dope. But this food is freaking phenomenal. Nice and crunchy, just like how I did in the last video. Go ahead and check that out, like I said. You think we'd be living tough, but look at this. This is huge flat screen TV in here, and we're playing old school retro N64 games. 13,000 games on this thing. It is the next morning. We ended up just crashing and kind of just enjoying the yacht life. But I wanted to give you guys a little intro of Blake and how he came to be here. And then afterwards, I'll let you know on how I met him. So he's a Louisiana boy through and through. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about you.
That's true. I am from Louisiana. I did a lot of work for a lot of construction, rebuilt apartment complexes and stuff like that. Worked enough to where I saved up enough for this boat. It's a 1983 concrete sailboat. But I'm 30. I was able to work and sell all my belongings back in Louisiana and work on this thing while I sailed it down the ICW. Motor sailed it down the ICW.
How much you pick it up for?
Picked it up for $7 grand. I actually met Jack when I was staging, trying to come to, I was in Florida. I came from Belhaven, North Carolina, all the way to Florida in Palm Beach. I was at the boat launch, ran into Jack.
Yeah. So we ran into each other, and I was like going out on the jet ski. I had my Captain Jack merch on, and he's like, "Nice shirt, I like that." And then he like turned around, he's like, I think I might follow you. And he was following me through Instagram. And then like the next, you know, we kind of shot the breeze a little bit. He's like, "Oh, that's my sailboat." I was like, "Oh, that's super cool." He's like, "Yeah, I'm going to the Bahamas eventually. And, you know, I'm going down to Miami first and all this stuff." And I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." And then the next day I shot a barracuda, and it was Thanksgiving Day, and I gave him the barracuda because he was kind of just patrolling around the local area. We basically said that we were going to maybe meet up in Miami, and then I sent him a DM, and sure enough, he's like, "No, man, I sent it across." It was like a perfect day, perfect weather window, and he sent it across, almost broke down or like went adrift. It was chaos for him a little bit, but he's settled in now, and everything's working good. And he's just gonna make his way down to Puerto Rico, then South America, and all these other areas. But dude, with this boat, he can really go anywhere because it's so like big and so it's an absolute tank on the water. It's like a concrete barge on the water, and we're like anchored so far offshore, and there's waves, but this thing just displaces them all. Like it's just so heavy in the water. But yeah. Anyways, I'm here for the next couple days. We're gonna do some epic diving. I've already scouted out spots. We're going to be doing some deep pelagic fishing, and we're just going to do some catch and cooks on the beach and stuff. So stay tuned for those episodes. But if you enjoyed this one, give it a thumbs up. If you're new, consider subscribing. And like always, guys, I'll see you next week for another adventure. Later.